Hey, good morning, guys. It's January 22nd, 8 in the morning, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. So I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about an ideal an ideal extension in a world that does not happen often. In a world that does not happen often at all, where we get a perfect ABC extension, where this does a 1-to-1 extension ratio, exactly where 618 level happens to meet. Right there. We'll just call it that. We'll just say it's 1-to-1 right there, okay? Where 618 meets 1-to-1. That would be pretty cool, right? Well, let's take Fibonacci of Bitcoin right here. And we take our Fibonacci extension of A, B, and C right there. Give me a second. I gotta sneeze. Okay, I'm back. So, what you guys notice is that this does a 1-to-1 extension right in there. And that is the 8K scenario, guys. Now, what we're counting very easily, we're not going to count everything, but what we are counting is ABC that wants to go somewhere in there. We don't know exactly if it's actually going to get there, but we're keeping an eye on it, just put it that way. So this does an ABC, very easy in hindsight, with a 3-3-5 structure inside of that A to B. And this does a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just rushing to finish it. Whoops, that's not an ABC. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is also a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of a 3 coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huge fifth wave. So now we have a 5, we have a 3. So these substructures can come in a 5, 3, 5 or 3, 3, 5. Usually that kind of way. And what I see, guys, I spy with my little eye, is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the fifth wave? Now what I counted here so far inside of this wave is that there's 2 ways to count it. At first I thought to myself, what if this was 1, this was 2, this was 3, this was 4, and that was 5? And then I used just basics rules of Elliot wave, and we say to ourselves, hey, that can't be it. Didn't even retrace 1-to-1, right? And then I said to myself, hey, what if I zoomed in a little bit and used a lower time frame? Or I counted something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Nope. Can't do that either because we're still down ticking. Therefore, the only thing we can count it as is this. 1, 2. Where's the third wave forming? I'm looking for 5 waves, guys, and I don't see it. RSI rules. RSI bullish rules and bearish rules, okay? Now, Brown's RSI rules, which you guys can Google, a bullish zone is considered to go well above, the 70s, 80s, and it does not go below 40. So this zone right there, say 85, I'm just going to show you guys on the 4-hour chart on an uptrend what a bullish zone looks like, and enough said. This is a bullish trend right there. Does not really go below 40. The critical number is 40. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Here, correction. Bounce, bounce, bounce. This is what bullish is, above 40. Super high. Bearish zone. Bearish zone is between where the downtrend starts, about 60, all the way to low R size, okay? Super low R size. Neutral zone is usually consolidation phase, and that will be between about say 65 and 35, or even 30ish. So that's all the neutral correction zone, right? But it peaks up there because that's the final wave. What you guys will notice about this right away on our side is that we are not breaking 60. Quite the opposite, actually. We're coming back down like that. If I just do my quick Elliot wave on RSI, I mean, I'm seeing this is where it had the most strength. Next bottom of the other strength, correction, Elliot wave can overlap in RSI. Where's the fifth one? Where's the fifth one before it starts to turn around? I don't see it, guys. Ideally, what happens is this. Let me show you guys. Actually, it's hard to show there. Let's go on the 4 hour. This is going to come down, but not to a lower histogram than the other one. And that will go up. And then now we have a bullish divergence on histogram. That is ideally what we would like to see. Now, right now, people are getting excited that it's going up a little bit and we're finding wicks. But let's be real, guys. On every downtrend, look how many wicks there are. And look how much rejection there is. Volume is heavily picking up for the downtrend. They're all red as well. Like, the only reason that we're seeing wicks right now is because, well, if we look at a lower time frame, right, of course there's going to be a lot of rejection and a lot of fighting, etc. So this is basically my 8K scenario. I'm just using a simple Fibonacci extension of 1-to-1, which lands, we'll say, between 8 to 9K. And we're also looking for 5 waves coming down, and we don't count 5 waves. We don't count 5 waves on a 4 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And we also don't count 5 waves for this fifth in here as well. So right now, I don't have a single sign of bullishness yet on any time frame. Nothing at all, guys. Give me a second, I'll be right back. I don't see anything picking up except for, you know, a little bit of volume there. But what I'm looking for the most for signs of confirmation, and I'm going to share with you guys something that I use as strategy. Okay, so this is my 8 to 9K scenario, but regardless of where it is, guys, and where it ends up, we still got some major resistances, okay? And I'm going to show you guys how we try to find out when the bottom is. So we still got, like, well, that one's actually not the best. Maybe something like that, I guess. So we still have a major resistance. That, regardless of where we get down to, it's got to break up that point later. Now, I'm going to show you guys on my bitfinex account here. Let me just close my balance and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to carry it over in a second. Okay, ready? So, hold on. I'm just making sure that there's nothing important on here that you guys can see that's really private. Nah, nothing at all. So I'm going to show you guys how to look for signs of reversals. If my bitfinex chart would actually load. Let's say you were all the way back in November, right? You're back in November. And this is called a crossing over strategy, right? After this big major correction, as soon as people bought right there, okay, they bought right there, actually right here, the yellow moving average has now gone to the bottom, which supports all of it by the 55. So let's say you entered a trade right there at 7,245, and you say to yourself, I am not going to sell it until it looks like this. This is the downtrend where it goes from this. These are moving averages, 8, 13, 21, 55, exponential moving averages. So if the yellow one is on top, right, and the 8 is on the bottom, so yellow is now over all of it, right? And now it's being resisted by all of these moving averages. That's a downtrend, right? So if the other way around, you go from, you buy it here where the 55 moving average supports all of it, you will not sell it until it looks like this, where the yellow one has now moved above it, okay? All right, you've entered a trade on the 3-hour chart here, and you will not sell it until the yellow line is actually above all of them. So here's close, you would not sell it. So the reason people use these moving average strategies is to know how long to hold it. Now, of course, if you don't know when to sell it, right? But what this strategy does is it maximizes your profit. So it over time, right? You could be selling not at the top, but with this strategy, it guarantees that you are selling at near the top right before reversal, okay? So you have to keep this in mind. So we will sell it when the yellow line has now officially moved above it. We bought it around 7,000, we'll say. That one was close. See, if you don't use this strategy, you could have sold it there, right? you could have sold it there. You would have been like, shucks, it's still going up. But what this strategy does is it guarantees that you don't have FOMO. You eliminate the emotions of, wow, it got up so high. You eliminate the emotions and you just follow charts and indicators and a set of rules with a strategy. So we are going to keep going. This one didn't cross below it, right? This one didn't get above it, I mean, so we're not going to sell it. You would have been like, whoa, wicked, it bounced off the 55 EMA. This one, the yellow is not above it as well. We're still going to keep going. Going to keep going. When is it going to cross over? Boom! This is when you sell it right here. You have now officially confirmed that is the top. Cool? So it eliminated your risk of taking profit too early. You could have taken it at 10,000. You could have taken it at 16,000. Who knows? You could have taken it at 12,000. But here guarantees that you were taking it at the highest time. And here as well, some people like to short it, right? They'll short it at, say, 17.5. And because they might have closed it right there. Actually, no, they wouldn't have closed it there still. They wouldn't have closed it there because, excuse me there. The yellow line didn't really move below it with a lot of conviction. This one, nah, I would have waited for it, right? So you would have entered a short there. And when it broke out of there with conviction to an uptrend, yeah, sure, but the volume didn't dictate it. Nope, the yellow line is still above it, now in a short, still above it. Now you close your short right there at about 14K, right? You enter a long position right there when it crosses over, say, maybe right around here, 14.6. You close it at 15.6. Now you enter a short position when the yellow line crosses over around, say, 14.7. And now you just ride that short. You ride that short. This one is not a crossover. It didn't get on top. Just going to keep riding that short, guys. I'm going to keep riding that short. And there's no reason to close it. There's no heavy volume to confirm an uptrend, right? I don't count 5 waves yet, guys. I'm sorry to say. I need to count 5 waves before I've got any type of confirmation of an uptrend. On a 1 hour chart, let's see how the moving average is. Let me refresh the page. Okay, let's go to 1 hour chart. Oh, look at this. The 1 hour chart, even the moving average just cannot get above 50. How could anyone even assume an uptrend right now? Okay, let's say on a 1 hour chart, guys, let's say you use that strategy on a 1 hour chart of mine. It's a little bit different, right, when you do it on a 1 hour chart. But yeah, you would have entered right here when it gets up below it, right? You could have entered it there, sure. I wouldn't have yet. I would have waited for more fanning right here. More fanning. That's a pretty good one right there. This one's a really good one as well. Enter at 14.5. You would have sold it where you guarantee it is the top. Or sorry, 11.3-ish. And you would have sold it around 12. I know you could have sold it at 12.8, but what if it went higher? So right now, even on the 1 hour chart, we're still in a tear down. Until we actually get to a 3 hour chart right here, where on an uptrend, guys, right here, on a 3 hour, the yellow line is supporting it, the 55 moving average. I can't help but assume that this is still on a tear down right now, guys. I mean, are we even supporting it by a 15 moving average on a 15-minute chart? And the answer is absolutely not, okay? Absolutely not. We're not supporting it even on an 8 moving average right now. Are we on a 5-minute chart? Yes. No, not yet. Not even yet. Like, this is the most bearish scenario I've seen so far of us still expecting another wave down, okay? What I will be waiting for is see if it can break above the 55 EMA on a 5-minute chart even. I want to see if it can break above the 55 EMA on a 15-minute chart. So I'm waiting right now to see how much more can this go. So what I'm counting in here right now is 1, 2, who knows, 3 there, 4 there. Maybe we'll get a double bottom. I don't know. A 1-to-1 extension is exactly 8,000, like 400 or something, with a 618 Fibonacci level. Now we did that, right? We see waves 1, 2. We also see right here 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's to form, something like that. If this one even just did a 1-to-1 for wave 3, that seems about right there. Wave 3, 4 will retrace no more than to wave 1's territory. And then after that, we get one more touch somewhere. Give me a second, I'll be right back. So this is still a fairly bearish market right now, guys. Like, we're bouncing off of here right now, but it usually makes a few more bounces, you know, like even on a high time frame. But we want to see a bounce on a 4-hour time chart. I'm going to delete all of this right now. Do you guys see any candles right now that are very supportive? On a daily, definitely not. On a 4-hour, definitely not. On a 2-hour, here, such little volume so far. Sure, on a 1 hour, we see a little bit of volume, but don't we all, guys, when we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Right? Yeah, so I'm fairly bearish right now. I don't want to say that, but of course we're going to test this part right here, right? Like, who knows? This might get to right here. But of course a major test will be right here where we were before, and over 10K especially, right? We want to test 10K, pretty psychological number. I hope that I'm wrong, guys. I really hope that I'm wrong. I mean, this couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like I have no other way to count it right now and no other ways to feel bullish about it. Like, sure, on a 30-minute chart, the volume's picking up there, right? But that's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's still a 5th wave for the 3rd wave. And then a 4th wave correction. And then a 5th wave down. So, unless somebody can show me one bullish sign right now, I'd love to see it. But other than that, these are my thoughts, guys. I think that we might be correcting down to even lower right now. We're most likely going to be testing 10K regions first. If that fails, most likely we're going to see an 8 to 9K scenario. So those are my thoughts. And especially on the moving average, right? Like, unless we even break above the 55 moving average right there, the 55 moving average, there's no way to see it even as an uptrend right now. So yeah, I'm short-term bearish right now. I think we are going to make one more wave down. Long-term, I'm pretty sure that this correction is almost done, guys. It is almost done. And we'll go from there. So these are my thoughts. I hope it has helped you. So take it easy. Good morning once again. And I'd appreciate an upvote on Steemit. I'd also appreciate that you guys like, share, and subscribe to my content on Twitter and YouTube. So have a great morning, guys. Take it easy.